Manna for Thought welcomes you to a season of devotion. Let's read Sons and Daughters of God by Ellen G. White. The topic for the month of January: we are sons and daughters of God. He knows how to help us when we are tempted. January 18th, Jesus Christ is our brother. For in that he himself hath suffered being tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 18. Though enduring most terrible temptations, Christ did not fail or become discouraged. He was fighting the battle in our behalf, and had he faltered, had he yielded to temptation, the human family would have been lost. The Bible gives but bare mention of the conflict with Satan in the wilderness of temptation, but it was a terrible ordeal. Christ came off conqueror, bearing the test and trial in our behalf. How little is man able to comprehend the strength of the temptation of Christ? How little does he understand of that ordeal upon which hung the destiny of a lost world? The world's Redeemer was not warring against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All heaven was interested in this conflict, and what joy, what rejoicing there was in heaven, because help had been laid upon one who is mighty to overcome, mighty to save. What an event was this when Christ placed himself in the position of Adam and endured the test where Adam had failed, and by this act placed man on a vantage ground in favor with God, where he might overcome on his own account through the merits of Jesus. In his name, through his grace, man may be an overcomer, even as Christ was an overcomer. In Christ's divinity and humanity were united, and the only way in which man may be an overcomer is through becoming a partaker of the divine nature. Divinity and humanity are blended in him who has the Spirit of Christ. The Apostle Paul writes, "In all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest. We have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin." Thank you for spending this season of devotion with me. If you have any prayer requests, leave them in the comments or send a message. But until tomorrow, God bless you, and Maranatha.